Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell you the truth about silver. Today is Saturday the 6th of February 2016 and we are providing our gold and silver update for week ending the 5th of February. Gold rose in US dollar terms last week by $55 from $1,118 to $1,173, having been as high as $1,175 and as low as $1,117. In sterling terms, it rose by £24, and in euro terms, it rose by €19. Silver rose 72 cents from $14.27 to $14.99, having reached a high yesterday of $15.05 and a low of $14.25. In sterling terms, it rose by 32 pence, and in euros by 0.26 euros. The gold to silver ratio dipped slightly from 78.35 to 1 to 78.2 to 1, exactly the same as the week before last. Well, this past week has virtually seen a continuous rise in both gold and silver, and frankly what we expected to have occurred some 1 or 2 weeks ago. Having passed through the $14.60 level as we predicted, silver moved up to the $15 level, slightly surpassing it, but then falling marginally below it. Technical traders are in slight disagreement over what may happen next week. While some claim that the 10-day moving average crosses above the 200-day moving average, showing that a short-term trend is now in place, others point out the fact that the relative strength index stands at 77, which is above the overbought trigger level of 70 and could foreshadow a correction. The Dow Jones closed on Friday at 16,204, down 211 points, and the Nasdaq closed at 4,363. Friday saw the Dow and other markets across the world move into negative territory once again, with only the Hang Seng index being up by some 105 points. The dollar index stands at 96.56, having fallen by more than 3 points since its previous Friday's close of 99.6. So gold is 3.6% higher this week and is now over 9% higher year to date, and silver is up 8% on the year. The dollar saw sharp falls this week on growing doubts that the Federal Reserve will be able to raise interest rates. The gains this week were due to increasing concerns about the US and global economies, thereby undermining the dollar. The increasingly uncertain US and global economic outlook has led to an increase in demand for gold and silver bullion. Sharp falls in stock markets globally, the S&P being down 6% and DAX down over 12% year to date, the Chinese slowdown and the collapse in oil prices has seen some safe haven demand for the precious metals. However, let's not lose sight here of what is actually happening. The world is reporting lower economic growth figures and reduced forecasts. Stock market bubbles are being deflated, and the latest US job figures were disappointing to say the least. All this is leading to an increasing chance of interest rates not rising in March as originally planned, and as we suggested a couple of weeks ago. This week we are entering the Chinese New Year, and the Indian wedding season is almost upon us. All of these aspects are bullish for gold and silver. Yet, despite their 9% and 8% rises, add in geopolitical turmoil into the mix, their prices should be considerably higher. With the recent rises, only paper traders will have been able to make money. physical buyers for this year will be at break-even at best due to premiums and buy and sell spreads. And that really only applies to physical gold. We were told that silver is gold on steroids, and yet the gold to silver ratio has moved just a tiny fraction and seems quite fixated on the 78-to-1 level. It is important for all of us to understand that silver at present is simply responding to the move in gold. With economies faltering, this puts a downward pressure on the industrial demand for silver, counterbalanced only by its monetary demand due to its correlation with gold. This means that whilst we have witnessed a good rise in January and so far in February, this is little different from previous years, except that both of these commodities should be much higher considering the surrounding circumstances. So our view is still one of caution, and we are not convinced that the lows are in, even though the next couple of weeks may still be mildly positive for the precious metals. Our tune will only change about the trend when we see $1,300 gold and $17 silver. We hope you have found this video interesting and informative, and if so, please give it a thumb up and share it on Twitter. Also, kindly visit our website at www.illuminatisilver.com and look at our Facebook page, which is updated daily at www.facebook.com/Illuminati Silver. Disclaimer: Illuminati Silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.